ვერ გავიხსენე სიტყვა, მაგრამ ისლამი თუ დამარცხდა, დაბრუნდეს დაღესტანში, თავის ფერმაში. თუ მოიგო კიდე, წესო, ხო, ცხვარი მომწესოს.
That's not a clever duck right there. That's a real dumb duckling. Because Makhachev's moving up to face a dangerous kind of Ilia Topuria, but bigger. Maybe not as like dynamic as Ilia is or the star that Ilia is, but if you're talking really tidy boxing and really good takedown defense and sprawls.
Ilia he can't just beat Charles Oliveira one fight and be like, oh, I'm gonna go for the welterweight title. But Islam don't care. Islam won't fight anybody. Islam do not give a shit, honestly.
Ilia Topuria just dropped one of the wildest predictions yet, claiming Islam Makhachev will lose to Jack Della Maddalena and end up herding sheep back in Dagestan. In the interview, Ilia Topuria was asked whether he'd be willing to fight Islam Makhachev if Islam managed to defeat Jack Della Maddalena, but instead of giving a straightforward answer, Topuria fired off a brutal roast. He confidently claimed that Islam wouldn't even make it past JDM, insisting that Maddalena would humble him so badly he'd have to run back to Dagestan. To make things even spicier, Topuria added a mocking remark that sent Islam's fans into outrage, saying Islam would soon be back home tending to his sheep.
ისლამის დამარცხების შემთხვევაში დამარცხებულ ისლამთან გირჩევნია ვთქვათ შემდეგი ბრძოლა თუ პირობითად გამარჯვებულ ცარუკიენთან.
მოკლედ ვერ გავიხსენე სიტყვა, მაგრამ ისლამი თუ დამარცხდა, დაბრუნდეს დაღესტანში, თავის ფერმაში. თუ მოიგო კიდე, წესო, ხო, ცხვარი მომწესოს.
Even the farms of Dagestan. Demetrius Johnson also broke down the matchup, noting that Jack Della Maddalena is exceptional, especially referencing his fight with Belal Muhammad, where he believes JDM was the real dark horse. Johnson explained how JDM's technical approach turned what could have been a slow, tactical bout in an absolute banger. And with elite names like Craig Jones and Alexander Volkanovski backing him to help dismantle Islam's grappling game, Johnson warned that this fight comes with a serious caution. In his view, the outcome could swing either way. It'll either be a slow, tactical chess match or an explosive war.
Being able to finish him and just out-jab him. A lot of people said that fight was going to be boring. It turned out to be a banger fight. For him to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev, not steering away from that challenge. Islam is coming up, so he's going to be, I feel like comparably size-wise, they're going to be about even, Islam's super good. JDM's got Craig Jones in the camp to, battle. And Volkanovski to battle that, Dagestan wrestling. It's going to be, it could be two things. It could be a very, very boring fight, or it could be a very, very exciting fight. Meaning by the way it could be boring is if Islam's able to take down JDM and get his back, hold him there, out-grapple him.
Demetrius Johnson highlighted that this fight could get really interesting if Islam Makhachev decides to take Jack Della Maddalena to the ground and use his trademark grappling to smother him. Johnson believes Islam has the potential to dominate that way, but he also warned that JDM isn't an easy mountain to climb. In his words, JDM has an incredibly dynamic style. He never stays still in one position. Johnson referenced the Gilbert Burns fight, where JDM showcased his composure and technical prowess, and that's exactly why he thinks JDM will be a serious challenge for Islam Makhachev.
Stifle him. He could potentially do that, but the one thing I love about JDM when he fights is he never accepts a position. When he was fighting Gilbert Burns, great grappler, takes him down. Right when he gets up, he throws that knee into the void. Gilbert Burns ducks down into it. He runs into it. JDM doesn't accept the position when he gets taken down. He's always looking to grapple, always look at the anti-wrestle. That's what makes this fight exciting. And he's got some fucking good hands. He's not the way his boxing is, he's very tight. I'm excited for that fight just because we're seeing the best at 155 take on the best at 170. It's very rare when the moons align. Same thing at the co-main event.
Then came the take from MMA Guru, who said this matchup is special to him, but made it clear he's leaning heavily toward Jack Della Maddalena. He mentioned that he's been following JDM since his days on the regional scene, urging fans to check out those early fights where, as he put it, some of the nastiest knockouts in MMA history took place. According to Guru, this time won't be any different. He firmly believes JDM is going to come out on top once again.
Go and watch back Jack Della Maddalena's regional KOs. Some of the nastiest KOs you'll see. he was destroying people on the regional scene. Started 0-2 in his career, went 10-2. After that, 10-fight win streak, and then since has been on a crazy win streak. I think he's on like a 18-fight win streak now in his career, all the way through to UFC as well. I've picked him in every fight, and I'm going to pick him to beat Makhachev as well. Little spoiler for my own prediction video. But my take on this fight is amazing matchup. I think Makhachev, there's a narrative that Makhachev's ducking Ilia Topuria. But if Makhachev was not fighting Ilia Topuria because he wanted to defend his title against Max Holloway for a BMF belt.
MMA Guru also touched on a brewing narrative in the MMA community that Islam Makhachev might be ducking Ilia Topuria to fight Jack Della Maddalena instead. However, Guru clarified that he doesn't actually believe it's a duck. But if it somehow is, he called it the dumbest duck ever because JDM is a much bigger and more dangerous opponent than Topuria, someone built almost the same way as Islam himself.
There's a narrative that Makhachev's ducking Ilia Topuria. Makhachev's ducking Ilia Topuria to take on Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight, upper weight class. You ain't ducking, and if you are, it's not a clever duck.
I thought JDM was a dark horse. For him to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev, not steering away from that challenge.
Picked him in every fight, and I'm going to pick him to beat Makhachev as well.
It could be two things. It could be a very, very boring fight.
I don't think it can be boring. Could be. When maybe Makhachev does stall it out. I think if Makhachev does have an advantage in the grappling, he will be able to use that into a finish. But if JDM can shuck those off, he will press to a finish up against the cage.
This concern was also echoed by Islam Makhachev's own teammates and trainers. One of them, Ali Abdelaziz, openly admitted that the fight against Jack Della Maddalena might be the toughest of Islam's entire career. He highlighted the exceptional attributes JDM brings to the table and acknowledged that Islam is heading into one of the most challenging matchups of his life, fully recognizing JDM's rising dominance in every sense.
I'll be lying if I say it's not tough. I think he's very good. He's improved. He's hungry. He's young. You know, he brings a lot of very interesting, task for Islam to handle. You know, and Islam been working really hard with Javier Mendez, with Khabib. I've been part of the camp for the last couple of weeks too. But he's closing all the T's and he's ready, man. He's ready. But GDM, it's a really great fighter. And you can't take anything away from him. We're fighting the best guy in the division right now. I believe he is the best guy in the division.
Meanwhile, addressing the ongoing talks about Islam ducking Ilia Topuria, Ali Abdelaziz made it clear that Islam Makhachev is ready to fight anyone and doesn't care what people say. He advised Ilia to focus on his own division instead of shifting his attention toward welterweight. Ali also criticized Topuria for calling out Islam after just one win over Charles Oliveira, saying Ilia still has a lot to prove before stepping up. In other words, he made it clear Islam isn't ducking anybody.
Clean about his division like Islam did. And if they need to fight one day, they can fight. But Ilia he can't just beat Charles Oliveira one fight and be like, oh, I'm going to go for the welterweight title. But Islam don't care. Islam won't fight anybody. Islam do not give a shit, honestly.
And now comes the surprising part. Gilbert Burns, who has faced JDM, sees things differently. In fact, Gilbert Burns himself had already predicted a win for Islam Makhachev long before this matchup was even finalized. Burns stated that Islam is simply an exceptional fighter. Even though Islam will be competing at welterweight for his next title defense, Gilbert still considers him a true welterweight at heart. He praised Islam's discipline in making weight every single time, and ultimately, Burns predicted that Islam would make easy work of JDM and walk away with the win.
If Islam Makhachev moves up to welterweight and faces the winner, would you favour him against either Belal Muhammad or Jack Della Maddalena?
Yes. I think he's that good. I think he's already big. I think he's already a welterweight. He just killed himself in making weight. You see every time that he makes weight, he looks horrible. And then after the next day, he's big again. I think he's a welterweight. And I favor him over Jack. And Belal, not an easy fight, but yeah, I favor him.
Meanwhile, Belal Muhammad, who recently shared the cage with Jack Della Maddalena, gave his own take. According to Belal, this one's going to be a smooth night for Islam Makhachev.
Who do you think comes away with that one, JDM or Islam?
Honestly, for me, it's full focus on Ian, if I'm looking at that fight.
Breaking it down, he pointed out that while JDM has impressive striking and decent scrambling ability, it won't be enough against someone with Islam's level of control. In Belal's words, once Makhachev gets a hold of you, it's only a matter of time. He's too methodical, too calculated, chaining takedowns, transitions, and choke attempts with suffocating precision. Bilal believes that once Islam imposes his pace, JDM's options will vanish, and when the dust settles, Makhachev will be standing tall as the new two-division world champion.
Stylistically, I think if Islam gets to the ground, it's going to be a easy night. Islam's ground game is so good. And I think JDM makes a lot of mistakes on the ground. With this scrambling, he's very good at it, but I think that Islam doesn't let you scramble. So if you scramble, he's good at locking in chokes or locking in arm triangles. But you still got to get it to the ground first, right? So it's fun. It's going to be good to see how he is on the feet with JDM, who's kind of tricky. But I think if Islam gets to the ground, Islam will get his hand raised.
And let's not forget Khamzat Chimaev, the king of chaos himself, who also shared his bold take in the fight. Chimaev acknowledged that it's a great stylistic matchup, one that could deliver serious fireworks, but he made his prediction clear. When the final bell rings, Khamzat believes it'll be Islam Makhachev stopping JDM and successfully defending his title once again.
And who do you think's going to win in the fight between Jack Della and Islam?
It's a good fight, but a tough fight. I go a little bit more on Islam.
Meanwhile, as talks continue about Alexander Volkanovski and Craig Jones helping prepare JDM for the biggest test of his career, Conor McGregor's recent take has also caught everyone's attention. The Irish superstar didn't just back JDM, he boldly claimed that the Australian has the tools to not only handle Islam Makhachev, but possibly finish him within 5 rounds.
Got some advice from Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor here. I asked him for some advice against Islam. He will be light work at this way.
No finishing capability or positional awareness whatsoever. He is a backpack at best. Nothing to fear. Fear not. Patience, fitness, and ferocity. And he is sparked unconscious inside the 5.
Stand your base. Who the fuck is that guy?
Fuck yeah. That's awesome, man.
That's a good response.
Amid all the talk about Jack Della Maddalena being Islam's toughest test yet, coach Khabib Nurmagomedov echoed the very same sentiment. The Eagle admitted that JDM might be the biggest threat Islam Makhachev has ever faced, praising his composure, precision striking, and killer instincts inside the cage. A rare statement from someone who understands Islam better than anyone else.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов...
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я, например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Мадалины, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Мадалена.
Despite all the noise surrounding this matchup, Islam Makhachev's confidence remains unshaken, especially with Khabib Nurmagomedov still by his side. Under his mentor's watchful eye, Islam continues to refine every aspect of his craft, growing sharper with each camp. Calm, focused, and unwavering, Makhachev believes that once the cage door shuts, he'll rise to the moment and prove, once again, why he's a champion built for greatness. And now, Islam Makhachev has made his intentions crystal clear. Jack Della Maddalena is in for a long punishing night. Speaking about Khabib Nurmagomedov's guidance, Islam explains that the plan is simple, yet merciless. Take JDM down, drown him in deep waters, disrupt his rhythm, and end it on the ground. Calm and confident. Makhachev revealed that every moment of this camp has been built around that goal to dominate from top control and leave Maddalena with absolutely nowhere to escape.
It's not secret. He told me, like, take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there. And I think I can finish him in the ground, you know. I can choke him, do some like armbar some things, because I feel, you know, I saw his skills in the ground. He good, but I have something more.
And if that wasn't enough, Islam Makhachev took things a step further, openly dismissing the hype around Jack Della Maddalena's striking power. He stated that there's nothing extraordinary about Jack's punches, and that fans have blown his knockout ability out of proportion. In Islam's view, fighters like Belal Muhammad and Kamaru Usman are far stronger and more dangerous inside the cage. He even claimed that JDM doesn't hit nearly as hard as people believe, and certainly not harder than him. A bold statement aimed straight at Maddalena's pride and confidence.
Not like some guy who have like crazy power, like, you know, and he not so big in this division, you know. Like, for example, Bilal, he have like Junaid, he have like power. Like Kamaru Usman, this guy has like good power, but I don't think like Jack have some more than me, you know.
While Ilia Topuria has been busy taking shots, Islam Makhachev isn't sleeping. He's made it crystal clear where he stands. In his latest comments to ESPN, Islam said that if the fans want it and the UFC is ready to make it happen, he's all in. For him, this isn't just about another fight, it's a chance to make history. Makhachev explained that both he and Topuria share the same vision of elevating MMA to a whole new level. And he believes there is no bigger stage for that showdown than a historic event at the White House itself.
If we talk about our fights, I have good fights now, and I know he's gonna fight soon, and we'll see what's gonna be happening. You know, he want to fight in White House, and I also want to be there.
Is that the biggest fight that they could?
I
make
think,
for you,
yeah, for the like, it's gonna be like big like for MMA community, it's gonna be big fights, you know, and people want this fight, and if UFC want this fight, and we can do this.
Makhachev's words carried that same calm confidence that has always defined him. He reminded everyone that while Ilia Topuria may be on his own impressive rise, Islam's focus is locked on legacy, fights that truly make history. Aware that Topuria is busy preparing for his next defense, Makhachev kept his message simple and direct. When the time comes, he'll be ready. And as Ilia Topuria's fiery words echo across the MMA world, mocking Islam Makhachev and predicting he'll run back to Dagestan after facing Jack Della Maddalena, the tension has never been higher. Will Topuria's roast age well, or will Islam silence the doubters once again? Let us know your take in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild moments, breakdowns, and fight talk only on Boxism, where combat meets controversy.